In the sleepy villages of the new territories, the seeds of tradition are sown with ancient male inheritance laws. But indigenous women want an equal chance to inherit land, and what they get is a bitter fight as legislators debate a controversial bill that would grant them land rights. Emotions run high over the issue, and lawmaker Lee Wing-tat and others are hurt in a melee outside LegCo.
Both male and female will have the equal right to succession, but if they wish to only allow their sons to inherit, well, they will always have the right to do that. They can certainly write a will if they want to continue with that custom.
Those who support the bill plan a visit to New Territories villages, despite warnings their safety may be at risk.
It's up to the police to protect them, but our task is to try our very best to appeal to the villagers to keep calm. Because violence is not the means to express their opinion.
As legislators visit and explain, the powerful rural committee, the Heung Yi-Kuk, builds opposition. But despite the decibels outside the chamber, LegCo members overwhelmingly approved the bill. But the struggle for more rights is not isolated to just the New Territories. After more than a decade of waiting, the government releases its green paper on sex discrimination.
Here we are addressing the question of equal opportunity between the sexes. Marital status and pregnancy is not really about sexes.
But some bitterly disagree.
Areas such as pregnancy, sexual harassment, sexuality, I mean, these are very obvious areas. It is incomprehensible that these areas are excluded.
In an attempt to reach middle ground, the government announces a special court will be set up to hear sex discrimination cases. Nonetheless, charges are leveled that the administration is being half-hearted about protection of civil liberties. Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee urges the establishment of an independent human rights commission.
We saw it as a body which would receive, investigate and conciliate human rights complaints, act as an advisor to the SAR government.
The nature of your court system, which in terms of its legal traditions is similar to ours, is that it is an adversarial system which is not user-friendly to people who are very often very disadvantaged.
But the governor is unconvinced.
We take the same view as I think many other communities, that if you have a Bill of Rights, independent judiciary and the rule of law, it's not necessary to duplicate all those arrangements with the Human Rights Commission as well.
Some are dissatisfied and urge the administration to supply details about the future of civil liberties to the United Nations. The international body releases later a highly critical report on the government's human rights record.
Most members of the committee have never been to Hong Kong at all. So it would be wrong to give the impression that these are individuals who've come to Hong Kong and studied its problems.
April 1994. Mingpao reporter Xi Yang is sentenced to 12 years in prison for allegedly stealing state secrets. The verdict sends a chilling message to local journalists.
Given the status of Hong Kong people being treated as Chinese, they will suffer a very heavy sentence and heavy treatment.
For myself or my colleagues or my family, I really feel the pressure from the Chinese side.
Legislators join the crusade. They back a motion calling for Xi's release.
Even if we believe that our efforts will not be enough to free Xi Yang, it does have the effect of keeping his case alive.
Xi's case also casts doubts on editorial freedom before and after 1997. This year, Mao Zedong's centenary. A documentary on the chairman's life is to be aired by TVB, but aspects of his private life in the program prompt condemnation from Beijing. TVB withdraws the documentary, citing commercial reasons, but the governor says that's dancing around the real issue.
If the Hong Kong clock is to carry on ticking as smoothly and accurately as it does today, then Hong Kong people need to stand up for press freedom, not just after 1997, but before it as well.
And that's what happens when 6 senior news staff resign from ATV after a dispute with management over a documentary on the Tiananmen Square crackdown.
You can say we have no mutual trust.
The Cultural Center finds itself at the eye of another political storm. Taiwan's National Day is to be commemorated at the venue, but Chinese officials blast the decision, pressuring the Urban Council to cancel the celebrations. The plans, though, go ahead as scheduled.
Well, that was 1994 as captured by ATV.
We now leave you with some of the more memorable scenes in the past 12 months. Have a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.